Psalm 33 reminds us of how three words are interconnected. The words are power, plans, and purpose. Power, plans, and purpose. So let's work backwards from them. Purpose is your goal. Like you have a goal in mind, you have a purpose, that a place that you're going, a place that you want to end up. That's your purpose. That's why you're going in the direction that you are. It's where you want to end up. That's your end goal. That's your purpose. And in order to reach that purpose, to fulfill that goal, you of course need a plan. There are many, many ways that you could go that will keep you away from that goal, but there's one way to go through that will help you get that goal. And then of course you need the ability to carry out that plan. And so you need power. You need power or strength or ability so that you have capacity to carry out the plan that's going to help you fulfill the purpose that you want to fulfill. And if you have ever fallen short in any of those areas in your life, if you've ever found out that the goal that you were trying to accomplish was not a good goal, or it didn't really exist, or it wasn't realistic, or if the plan that you had in place just went off the rails at some point, or if it was derailed by a situation you didn't see coming, by a person who seemed to just have it out for you, or because you just started out on the wrong path entirely. Or if you've ever been in a position where you realize that you were just a bit too weak, physically, emotionally, or weak in your faith. If any of those things are true in any of those three categories, then you might know what it's like to worry or feel guilty, which are both very difficult places to be. And that's why Psalm 33 doesn't talk at all about our power, our plans, or our purposes. It focuses our attention instead on God's. Because the psalm writer knows that focusing on God's power and God's plans and God's purposes are much more likely to compel a song of praise from our hearts that the psalmist invites us to participate in the early verses of that psalm. So he talks about God's power, and he goes back to the days of creation. Starting at verse 6, he says, "By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, the starry host by the breath of his mouth. He gathers the water, the sea into jars. He puts the deep into storehouses. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm." God has the power to do anything. He can make something from nothing, which none of us have ever had the ability to do and never will. He can do anything. So whatever plan he sets out to do, he's going to be able to do it. And whatever plan he sets out to do, he reminds us in verse 11, the plans of the Lord stand firm forever. Whatever plan he puts in place, it's going to be a good plan. It's going to work. It's going to get him to the place where he wants to go. And what is the place that he wants to go? What is the purpose? It says this: the purposes of his heart stand firm through all generations. The purposes of God's heart. And what is the purpose of God's heart? What is the goal that God carries in his heart? Well, just think of Jesus. Spending time with a broken-hearted woman by the well, who had been pushed away by everybody else in society, but not by Jesus. Think of Jesus coming out of his tomb on Easter morning, seeing Mary crying, and coming alive just to be by her side and assure her that God would let nothing get in the way of him being there with her that day. Think of Jesus bouncing the little children on his knee. Think of Jesus laughing with his disciples. Think of Jesus being patient with them and kind Think of Jesus hanging on a cross so that God would not have to keep any record of our wrongs, because they would be forgiven. Think of Jesus meeting you one day face to face, on the day that he finally brings you to his place and to yours, the one that he won for you, the one that he prepared for you. Do you think he's smiling? Or do you picture him with a scowl on his face as he welcomes you into heaven? What shows up on our face is very often what's going on in our hearts. And time and again, as Jesus was interacting with people just like you and me, well, we see what his purpose was. His purpose was to be there. His purpose was to be present. His purpose was to use all of his power for your benefit. It's what he's always done. It's what he always does. It's his only purpose. And whatever ways he plans to do that, whether you can clearly see the plan right now or if it's a bit of a mystery to you, it's a good plan. He knows the big picture. He knows your life. He knows your needs even better than you. And his good plan, it's going to work. Because he has the power to carry it out. He has, he is, and he will. His plans never fail. His purpose is always to carry you in his heart. He will. Rest well tonight, my friends.